All right, a bit of a strange mix of stocks for Monday, but an interesting list nonetheless. So I'm going to start with BIOC, which just a few days ago had over 40 million shares, 45 million shares. You have to pay attention to these. And now 2 big days down. It looked like it already tried to reverse on Friday, but I want to watch that one for a potential bounce play. SGNL. This one is a lower volume stock, and the big spikes here are barely over 6 million, it looks like, and then this one here was, they're both over 6 million here, over 6 million here, and it's back down. It's got nice support now, so this is one that's just worth watching, having on a chart, and if you get a tight range and then an upside break, you can get a quick move in it. So I want to have it on watch, just because of I always talk about recent volume and passion, and even though 6 million plus isn't a huge day for any stock, for this one it is, and it moves pretty well when it moves. So relatively speaking, this thing's got a lot of recent volume and passion because it's such. You don't even see volume bars back here compared to these. So I don't know. I want to have that one on watch. It's not going to be first and foremost on my list. ATOS, 20 million shares 2 sessions ago. That would have been on Thursday. It ran, sold off, then gapped up, sold off again. Maybe one more down day. We'll see. I definitely want to have this on a chart this week. Anytime you get a 20 million share pop like that, a couple days down, it's a good setup for another big up move. But again, only with the proper setup. A lot of little baby ones today. DGLY. This one, I've been talking about this 3, 4, 5 days in a row. And there's really not, you talk about recent volume and passion, it wouldn't be hard to argue that you don't have it here. But a lot of this gets dwarfed because you had this massive volume back here in August. If you were to take that out, you can see it had a very nice spike the other day, but a very nice spike for this one is 2.5 million. So it goes to show you, it's got like, I don't know, 2 or 3 or 4 million in the float. It's a crazy thin float, but because of that, it can get some really nice moves. All right, we were in on this move back here. I believe it was this day, and it ran all the way to 13.28. Then it gapped up and had a nice pop through 14. Looks like it held support. The 200 day is holding very well. You're putting in higher lows. And then now you've got a clearly defined 2-day high of 13.45. So over that, you might make a move and make a move at this high, which was 14.34, and above that you could easily see 16 in a pinch. So this one really, you almost have to have news on it, but it's acting like news is coming. So keep DGLY on your radar. Mobileye. This one kicked my butt on Thursday. Doesn't mean I take it off the watch list. This one on earnings day gapped up and reversed and then took out the recent lows, only to reverse. I was looking for a reverse in that one. It was ill-timed on my part. But you see 2 tails in a row now. So there's definitely buying around this recent support area. Switch to 15-minute candles here, and you'll see why I have this. This line was the intraday high after the open. Okay, this one opened on Friday, 36.31, sold off, and then put in a lower high right around, what, 35.80? So up over that, might push it through the whole number 36, which might push it through Friday's high. And, and then if this one of these days gets through, let me go to 60s here, gets through 38 bucks, which is this high back here and this high, this one could really move. It may never get there, keep that in mind. But anyway, I do like this one over 35.80, depending on how the market opens and how it opens. If it opens and runs 35.80 in the first minute or two on Monday, I won't mess with it because I need more information and I'll be focused on morning gap plays. But I do think there's a lot of consolidation here and a lot of buying going on below 35. So I think this one is ready for an up move. Keep an eye on it. All right, that's my best advice. Up through 36, this one may kind of confirm that it's done going down. And Mobileye moves really nicely when it does move. All right, so I want to watch that one. It's MBLY. Another cheapie here, IBIO. Pretty handsome flag. All right, this thing ran. I don't generally mess with stocks around $1, but this one ran from 50 cents in 2 sessions to $1.32, and it's not that I don't have the lines drawn, but you can kind of see a flag here. So I like this over Friday's high, over $1.06, so $1.07, and then you had another high right here that would $1.09 would be a break of that high. So anywhere over $1.07, maybe you get through $1.09 and start to test this $1.32 high. You got to like the 20 million shares, or you could argue that 2 days, you had about 35 million shares in 2 days, and a lower high, and now it's consolidating. So I think this, and you see the crazy movement made back here, I think this IBIO is one to watch over that $1.07, $1.08 area. Anytime next week, but I'll start watching it on Monday. CBI, Chicago Bridge and Iron, 10 million share breakout, and then a couple days lower, kind of flagging. This line was the pre-market highs that day of the breakout. So it's kind of retesting those highs. A little bit of buying came in, it looks like, near the close. Well, not really, just kind of sideways most of the day, but I do want to watch CBI for a secondary move higher. Another cheap BCHGG, 10 million shares last week on, that would have been what, Tuesday? Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, kind of, Wednesday, Thursday sold off, Friday found some buyers. I believe this line was the pre-market highs on the breakout day, so it's kind of retesting that. I want to watch this one for probably a break of Friday's high before I get involved, over 826. This one may start to head back up to those recent highs of the breakout. TTI, I don't know anything about this one, but all of a sudden, out of the blue, almost 5 million shares. That's a big volume day for this stock. Gave back some, it looks like, closed around the middle of its range. Whoops. But holding up well here, so, you know, up maybe through 6 or 610. Again, depending on the market and depending on how this one acts, this one's worth looking at for another up day. And then CLNE, nice breakout. We had this one in the chat room on Friday. Got a decent trade in it. Didn't rip like I wanted it to, but got a decent trade in it. 12 million shares, that's a lot for this one. So let's keep an eye out for a possible follow-through day. And then I always check WPRT when I'm looking at CLNE. Those two definitely used to run together. And so I looked at WPRT. Very little volume in this thing anymore. It's like falling off the map. But a move here, I can't believe this thing got down to the $3 area, but it moved from the $3 area to whatever this was, $6.74, and it's kind of flagging. So if CLNE puts in a second, follow-through day, this one might be interesting through 6 or something like that. So I have it on my radar, but it's really, I mean, look at this thing. Back in 2012 was 50 bucks. So this thing's really falling apart. Anyway, kind of watch this little flag formation if CLNE runs. Again, that won't be first and foremost on my list at all, but it's kind of interesting as a secondary play to CLNE. As always, we'll be watching gappers in the morning as well. And that's all I'll give my attention to actually in the first 5 or 10 minutes. And then we'll switch over to this list and hopefully get some nice setups on the stocks I just showed you as well. All right, talk to you guys later. Thanks.